Never mind your liver, get your Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Get the Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get the Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Get the Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get the Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot Tuesday night at 6:30 every Tuesday. That's what we do. On Tuesday nights, we get ourselves a little drink, a little gin and tonic or whatever, and we sit down and watch a bit of Gino Spot. Check out a little bit of PE or Eastern Cape, whatever comes on at the time. You guys hope you are ready, and I hope you are relaxed. It's been a nice little weekend, a little vibe. We had a ride this morning. Of course, I've been riding with our guest. Our guest tonight, Mike to St Pern, Kwikspar First Avenue. We'll be chatting to him about how he started and what he did, and what the business is doing, and what he's been doing to get it going. Looks fantastic there. I've seen he's got all sorts going on there. He's been building that as well and working hard on it. So we're going to find out what he's been doing. And I hope you're all good. I hope you've got a drink in your hand, something just to, if you don't like the alcohol, then have a bit of coffee, something to give you a relaxing feeling, because that's what we need. We need a bit of relaxing. We've got, I see the weather guru, just a bit of news this week. I see the weather guru tells us that it's going to be rain this weekend. And I hope that means a lot of rain, because we need a lot of rain, because I need to get my tanks filled up, but not only selfish reasons like that. We need it in the bloody catchment areas. We hope that they're going to the catchment areas are going to collect all that rain and spew it into the dams. And I see nice people coming on board tonight. Welcome to Gino's Spot. And we're going to obviously say thank you to our sponsors. SPAR SPAR have been with us now for almost 3 years. Almost 3 years now as well. And our of course our internet provider Amobia. Thank you to Nicola and the team there. Always helpful. Always at our disposal to use if something goes wrong. They're always there. And let me tell you, it's been pretty stable. Touch wood. I'm touching wood right now. You know, you never know with the bloody internet what's going to happen. But Amobia has been doing a fantastic job now, also for 3 or since COVID already. I don't even know how many years it is. With 3 years since COVID. So. Also, thank you to our to Fitch and Leeds as well. Fitch and Leeds always been supporting in the background, and we are going to give away a case of Fitch and Leeds to one of our people online tonight. So right after the interview, please stay online because you indeed you are watching and if you're commenting as well, you can also win a case of Fitch and Leeds. So tell me where you're watching from and what you're doing. Tell me what's happening in your lives. I see that there's been a vote of no confidence that was averted today by the mayor. We like the mayor. He's been on the show as well. If you want to check that the mayor's show, just go back into our Gino Spot YouTube channel and you can see all the shows that we've done as well. Also, you can push subscribe on that YouTube channel. The YouTube is the best place to watch Gino Spot on Tuesdays. If you push the little bell, then it reminds you, and then it goes ding, and then you can come and watch Gino Spot on Tuesday nights. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Mike de St Pern on just now. He's getting ready backstage. But in the meantime, I'm going to sing you a song. So tell me where you're watching from and what you're drinking or what. Give me something. I'll sing it for you. We'll sing it for you. We do a little Italian song, I think. Whoa, Larry, how's about that? Whoa, that's right. Carole Jacobesis. She says hi. Gino and Dylan Cooper is there too. He says my band lekker boot. Camille Ellis is there with the foots on the top there. I hope you welcome to Gino Spot. Come on, let's get things going. A nice little vibe. Send in some comments. Any questions you want from Mike as well. Easy peasy. We can put it up. Volare. Any idea how to get a fat Labrador to move up? He's hogging the bed. You lie with doubles, you pick up the fleas. Duncan Brown is watching from Plettenberg Bay. I need a Fitch to put me back into stock. Yes, you'll have to speak to Fitch and Leeds yourself. And Garth Webster, I'll be watching you. Tracy Phillips, oh me, Tracy Phillips, you'll get it free. Ah, la 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 la. And Lindy St Pern is there. She said, Catherine Ferreira, watching from Centurion. She says hello, and Gary De Bruyne, he's watching from Hazy View. Gary Duncan Brown, he needs some stock. Oh, and Mark Banks is there too. The Dolphinarium is gone, bum bum. Mark Banks, how's it, Mark Banks? A fantastic, unbelievable comedian. Watching as well, fantastic. Nice to have you on as well. Tracy Phillips from East London. Nice to have our East London. And Vinto Klager, nice, a bit of beer. Nice bit of beer. Lindy, of course, the wife is watching, could do with a crate. Oh, really? Well, I think Mike will have to get one before he goes. The Honourable Mamafa, and that's Moloisi. I'm going to just got to pronounce these things right. Gary Debate on the way. Excellent. I'm glad we got some stock for you. See that? We can just hook up stock for Oaks as well while we're here. Keith Clark. Keith, we've got your punters on board here tonight. Mike and I are drinking a bit of punters because Mike needs a bit of a pick me up. He's had a bit of a hectic day, I think, today. But we'll speak to him and find out, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to bring on our special guest tonight from the Kwikspar in First Avenue, Warmer, Mr. Mike de St Pern. Welcome to the show. Now it's your time to shine. We're gonna have a lekker
chat tonight. Another good time.
There we go. We've each got a mic in here. We're all ready to go. And I see people popping online
there
already.
we go.
I
And
can
Keith
see.
Clark, I mean, she's like
No, we're just talking
one
about...
oak that's 68 years old spends more time on the golf course, on the bicycle, and on Facebook.
And on Facebook.
68-year-olds shouldn't be on Facebook as much, Keith. Not a chance.
You know,
Jeez, like-
it's all in the mind. The age is all in the mind, Mike.
yeah, no, for sure.
You know, I think you know, and it's always about the communities. And it's like I see the guys coming on, some of the SPAR guys. I see Duncan Brown online as well. What a legend from Plet too. The SPAR owners? I mean, I know you get together with SPAR itself, but I mean, you know a lot of the guys around.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to know them, eh? And I mean, I was here in the Eastern Cape for 17, 18 years, so I know them very, very well.
At the DC,
Duncan
of course,
particularly,
yeah.
I'm well in the DC, yeah. So I know them in a different capacity. I'm starting to learn to know them in a very different role now.
Because now, Mike, of course, for those who didn't know, that Mike was working for SPAR for many years at the head office, and well, not the head office, but the Joburg office, and the PE office as well, and dealing with all the SPARs. But then you've actually gone and got your own now. So you're in the retailer space now. So now you're fighting in a different way.
Yeah, a momentary lapse of concentration. I don't know what happened there.
I mean, I know a lot of guys have actually done that in the past as well. Is it a good move? I suppose you get more autonomy. You're not working for a boss anymore?
I think when you're in corporate and you're in the side that I was in, you think retail is so lekker. When you're in retail, you suddenly realize it's not so lekker. And then you want to go back. Ain't go no back. You can't reverse things.
I know that because it's 24/7 now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, I don't think I've worked as hard. A very different kind of stress, I think.
Yeah.
I think before, stresses in corporate is ongoing. Every day it's stress, and you stress about different things. But when you're in your own business, you're stressing about one thing, but you're stressing about it all the time.
Yeah.
So you've got to try and learn to actually to not worry too much about it.
Yeah.
Start learning to wake up. My body wakes me up at 1 o'clock in the morning because it's after 12 o'clock to check my bank balance. And for some reason or other, at 1 o'clock every morning, there's nothing in the bank anyway. Nothing changes.
That's retail. I think that is. It's like because obviously you've got this huge flipping juggernaut that you've got to it's like a ship that's going through, and you've got to keep on making sure the petrol keeps on coming.
Yeah, I think it's relentless. It's ongoing. You and I speak about it all the time.
Yeah.
And it is ongoing, but it's lots of fun. I mean, it is lots of fun. It's very different to what I'm used to. Retail, I'm used to. I've been in retail for 30 odd years, and so I'm used to the game, but it's a completely different side of retail. And I've got lots of mates that are ex-retailers and current retailers. They laugh at me because of the complaints that I make now as a retailer was what I used to have to listen to when they were retailers. I used to tell them to shut up.
I know exactly. I'm just saying Duncan Brown's probably...
Just be very quiet. Duncan's one of them.
Going to be laughing.
Peter Barnes is another one.
Peter Barnes, yes. Somebody tag Peter Barnes in this thing. He's got to watch this tonight as well.
I'm sure he's watching.
I see Grant Botten there saying, how's it too? Shop for your dop at first.
Grant is my biggest fan. And he comes to all of our wine tastings. And he shops at our store.
We'll chat about the wine tastings just now as well. They're fantastic fun. And let's have a look at some of these comments while we're here as well. Otherwise we fall behind. Oh, look at your wife is online as well. That's good.
But I think she wants something later.
There we go.
Yeah, maybe you'll get lucky, my
whatever. Keith Clark saying, Mikey, calm down there, brother. He says.
I'm very calm, buddy.
No, he's calm. Elmarie Samson SPAR, my favorite store.
There we go. Thank you, Elmarie. Thank you.
The SPAR stores certainly have got that feeling. That's why I always like the tie-in with SPAR and Gino spot because it's a community thing. I mean, you've got each SPAR has got its community that has to support it really around it. I suppose any retailer.
I think very quickly I've learned to actually to get into our community. You've got to do that, and you've got to, I think, endear yourself to the people that come into your shop.
Yes.
And also the potential of people that aren't there yet that will still come. And that's one of the things that I did when I started there. The very first thing was to create a safe haven for the people to come and shop. And that was the first thing. So myself and our landlord, an ex-retailer, AD, we put a fence up around the property, which wasn't there before. And we just got rid of just certain elements that just created a sort of an uncomfortable feeling for our customers.
Security. It's a security. When you go in there, you feel safe. There's a fence, there's a thing. So and even, I mean, the inside of the shop is just transformed. It's and I always find that interesting with retailers. There's so much that goes into that. So you're talking about, like, we go riding together on it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, sometimes Thursdays, but I'm a bit lazy sometimes on Thursdays.
Sometimes he's
Indeed.
and then where's his kit inside out? I want to say that, you know.
I don't know. We'll get to that as well when we get to the bicycles. Oh my God! Ask Mike about the rubber telephone he gave me when he was retail ops director. What is that?
This is Duncan. I don't know. I don't remember that. I must be honest. I probably did do it.
Did it look like a telephone, Duncan? What was that?
You've got to tell me about that because I can't remember. I'm sorry, but it's possible I did.
Maybe it just looked like a rubber telephone. It was probably something else. If I know Duncan Brown. But yeah, so I mean, the inside of the shop and the you know, changing the smell. We're talking about the smell of the shop is so important. You walk into this shop, if it smells like crap, you're like, You know,
I speak about that all the time, man. I try and I spoke about it when we launched our tops, and I spoke about the 5 senses. I learned that from a very, very, very good retailer in the South End division up in Joburg. And he teaches you and says to you, worry about the 5 senses, and it's important. So firstly, it's sight. So your sight and what it looks like has got to be good. So that's the first thing we did. On the outside, we worked hard at making the building look good so that people will come in, and inside as well. Then it's the smell, then it's the taste, and then it's the touch, and then it's the sound. So the music's got to be good. But the smells are very, very good. So in the mornings when we open up shop, we try and get the bakery and the coffee to smell good. And then at lunchtime, we get the burgers going, and we get the fire and grill going. In the evenings, we try and keep the chicken and the grilled chicken going. So you'll always try and get different smells and sounds and the senses to bring people into the store.
Makes
so
such a
we've worked
big
very
difference.
hard at that. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing worse than walking into a retailer and it smells like crap. You know, it's like you just want to get out of there. You know, some of these shops are like there's this like cloud in them. Whereas you know, when you go in there, it smells like fresh bread. All you want to do is like, I gotta get some bread.
Yeah, look, I mean, one of the things that, I mean, SPAR did this. They did a survey and they said they try to get what is the most important thing that brings customers back into the stores. Yeah. And one of the things that came out near the tops is hygiene, and it's the cleanliness. So it's not just the smells, but it's the lack of certain smells. So keep the drains clean, and you know, no dirt, and also keep the floors shining, and everything must be clean and tidy and neat. And that's what we worked on very, very hard from the very beginning. So I had like a lot of my friends and guys that I knew in this area, Marius from Kanye Cleaning, and there's a nice punt for you, Marius.
Hey, Marius, here we go.
But we came in, we did a deep clean, and we really start pushing that very hard. You know, but a lot of people said, "Hey, geez, did you put new floors in it?" I just, you know, we just cleaned them, and we bought a nice machine, give them a nice scrub. And, you know, so those are the little things. But it's also the lighting. So there's the sight as well. So we changed the lighting. So when we started them, we were doing our due diligence. Customers were saying, the store's so tight and it's dingy and you know, and the aisles are so narrow. I just changed the lights. And everybody seems to think that the aisles have been widened and we've expanded the store.
They can see. I can actually see.
It's the little things that it's...
Especially us old people, you know, we like to be able to see things with a bit of light. Let's have a quick, there's got a couple of other comments coming up there as well. I don't want to fall too far behind with the comments. The Honourable Moloisi, is that right? I don't know if I've got it. Honourable Moloisi. She's such a great person, always friendly to customers. The staff is so amazing. I love Kwikspar on First. It's 2 minutes drive and I go there every day. There's your community right there.
Thank you.
When
you're in again, come and see me. We'll chat.
Yes, it looks like she's quite organised there. She looks like
Thanks, Dunks. Now I remember Dunks, but you know, you didn't just phone down on me once. It was a few times, but
you know, in the end, you gotta have fights with her, especially if you're in the DC, they're in the reseller. Now he knows what it feels like, Dunk. You know, Camilla Ellis says, I remember when it was a new Nick's Cafe. Yeah, because you of course bought it from, it was two owners in between, I think.
Yeah. I even remember it when it was Nick's. You know, and we've just had our 30th birthday, so the store's 30 years old. When SPAR came into the Eastern Cape, 30 years ago. They opened 3 stores in Port Elizabeth. It was Old Nick's, which is
Old
the
Nick's,
one where I
okay,
am
yes,
now,
yes.
Hunter's Retreat, and Warmer, where Bernard Simon is. So those are the first 3 stores. So we're all 30 years old this year, same as
Jesus.
SPAR is 30 years old.
Yes.
So it's
Wow.
actually quite a privilege. And that store and that site has been there forever. And
Yeah.
it's iconic. It'll never go away, and that's probably one of the reasons why I invested there. You know, so and keep it going, because it's not going to go away. It's a busy corner, so it works
For sure. And we actually last week on the show we had I'm thinking, I guess, but it was Nick's Cafe as well. Margaret was on. Margaret was on last week, and she was involved in that Nick's story as well at the time. It was going out with him. Margie Cullen, Margie Cullen.
Yeah.
She was involved with that next store, and I don't know if she was involved when it was a SPAR as well. I can't remember Margie Cullen. She was an amazing guest as well, incredible. But Bernard just stays up the road. Yeah, we can throw a stone on his place. I think he just is just up here. Sure. So did he own that SPAR from the beginning as well, or did
no. It was now called our Super SPAR.
Yes.
And no, he bought it. She's Bernard. I don't even know. 10, 12 years ago.
Someone can tag Bernard as well.
Yeah, maybe even longer than that. So, and he's done an exceptional job there.
Very nice.
It's also wonderful.
Also, it goes in waves. You know, they redo it, and it must cost a more of a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, it depends on what you do, and if you're smart enough and you understand, you know, I mean, and you do the right things and put the right things in. The expensive thing is actually the physical equipment that you have to replace, and those are the things that cost money. So
fridges stuff. What's your biggest?
That's the
fridges.
Fridges and any equipment in the back, in the bakery, in the butchery, anything like that. Just
so
as it goes, and as it goes, inflation grows, and the steel costs go, and this cost goes up. Everything just inflates. It's very difficult.
And load shedding and that sort of stuff as well. Have you managed to get around that?
Look, I mean, we've got a generator, so fortunately we can run most of our business. You can't run your production areas. Not everybody can. Those
big stoves and things.
And the ovens. The ovens are the big thing, that anything that heats up. Shout out to all of our retailers out there that have got this load shedding. It's hard enough making it work, and then you got this load shedding that gets added to it. It just makes it very, very difficult.
You know, when you walk, you're riding and cycling, or you're walking, or you're having a run or something, and you run past and you just hear the generator going, and I just feel so sorry for these poor bloody retailers and all these guys that are running businesses, that are trying to run a business, and they have to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, I spoke to one of my colleagues today, one of our retailers, and he's been in the business 27 years. He says it's never ever been as tough as what it is now. Yeah. And that is added to it, you know. It's just you got to find the cost. I mean, in a normal size store, it can cost up to 120,000 rand a month on diesel costs, and your electricity doesn't go down, which is the strangest thing.
It's still the same
so
amount.
How does that work? You know, it's unbelievably difficult for us to make things work.
And to go solo on a place as big as that is just prohibitive.
Look, I think some guys do, and I know Darren Forley's done a lot of work on that side of things, on the solar side, and that definitely reduces the footprint of use of electricity. But you can't necessarily run your business off solar, you know. Off an
it just helps saves a bit of money.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. I see just a couple of things. There we go. The first SPAR is Rory Norton says the first SPAR in Port Elizabeth dates back to the 1960s. Oh yes, that was the European. Is it the Dutch company?
Look, I think what happened was with SPAR in the old days. So when we say that we started 30 years ago, it was the distribution centre started 30 years ago. So a lot of the stores that were in the Eastern Cape, and I know that there were stores in Middelburg and in the Karoo, they used to send stock up by train from the Western Cape or from the KZN. So when we and then I think it fell away for a little while, and then it came back in full force in 1993, where the distribution centre came, and they came here back here in force.
Properly.
In fact, at the time, our opposition and competition at that stage, I won't say which one, had said, we don't give you more than 6 months. And that was,
really?
genuinely said to them. And 30 years later, we're still 40% market share. So,
it's
so the brand is, and I think it's got a lot to do with our consumers and the people in PE. You know, they've supported the brand very, very well. But you know, you go anywhere in PE, it doesn't matter where you go, small towns, cities, most corners, you'll find a SPAR store.
Yeah, you will. They're very community based like
Absolutely.
that. Just put that one of Rory's there. There was an interesting comment there. He said a Song supermarket in Stanley Street, which later became is it Aljo's, and finally an OK before the restaurants took over. Part of that store is currently where Milk and Bread is. Oh, it's Milk and Bread, of course.
But it's lovely history that, Rory. I mean, it's lovely to hear that, because I honestly didn't know that, you know. But I do know that SPAR, it's not like it arrived in 1993. It was around, but I mean,
but it was
from
small,
a distribution perspective.
and also a very small market share, I would imagine, at that time. I seem to remember a green, Rory, maybe you'll remember, I think it was a green logo. It wasn't red. And then I see, is it Mamafa? She says that she's going to pop in tomorrow as well. I'm the 10K voucher winner, SPAR's 30th anniversary. Look at that.
Oh my
fantastic.
goodness, yes. Please come and see me.
Yes, so 10K.
Wonderful. I did meet you. We definitely, I remember now exactly who you are.
Okay, yes. Love
yes.
great service. So she won a 10K. It was a 10K. Just like
Through
lekker.
through the
Okay, I see, yes. I think they're very involved with the SPAR ladies race. The ladies race is coming up soon now as well.
Yes.
So if you are a runner, make sure that you enter that as well. I think they're going with, they've got Mhlobo and Nene involved in this year as well.
Only for girls, Duncan, not for you.
Yeah, well, Duncan, you can dress up as a girl if you need to. Again.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my word. There, Wendy says Margie had that went out with the brother. Good evening all. How do we join your Tops Wine Club? Jeff Applewhite, you need just...
You can make contact with me, come and see the store, even ask
Message
Gino.
me.
I'll get you on there, no problem.
I'll get you on the group. We've got a WhatsApp group that Kathleen organizes. And we can do that. Rory says, I think the logo is similar but green. Yes, probably as in greengrocer. It was. I seem to remember that green thing.
Rory's giving away his age, I must say. Big time.
Yeah, no, Rory, he's getting old now these days. And so, okay, so you bought, how long has it been now since you've been there?
Can I do it in hours or minutes?
Dude, you counted
It's just over a year. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, 13 months. 1st of April. April Fool.
That's right, because we did. I remember we did the launch. That was after.
That was the Tops launch. We revamped the Tops, and then we launched that in October. Yeah,
because that's another whole thing. Now the Tops thing, and Tops is really taking off. Nationwide.
Yeah, look, it's got big. I mean, I think there must be over 1,000 stores now in the country. So Tops has been a wonderful sort of add-on to our business. Obviously our competition's caught on to it, and they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, yes.
So it does become. But I think the initial thinking around Tops was to try and get rid of the old bottle store sort of stigma and go into a liquor store where the woman could come in and shop and feel comfortable and secure.
Okay.
So that's
it's so true. I never thought about it. It's like, bottle store.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bottle store.
But I can tell you that, we talk a lot about the Kwikspar, but come and see the Tops. And we've done some amazing stuff there. Our team are fantastic. Yeah. We want to offer something that's different and special. We wish we could offer more if we had more space, but it's a pride and joy.
Because it was Nick's Cafe, he had that whole thing, and then he had the dry cleaner and the stuff. I think you've taken all that whole building and you've made it beautiful. I see the whole roof has changed. You've got that whole all the signage on the roof. It looks amazing. And then this Tops that goes, and this huge fridge in there. It's like a...
Yeah, look, something I learned when I was up in Joburg, and something that we did that worked very well is try and get, when you open a liquor store, as best as you can, to go 50% in the chiller and 50% on the sales floor. So if you're 200 squares, go 100. Yeah. I can't exactly go there. I've got 100 in the front and I've got about 80 in the back. Yeah. It's effectively, our chiller is our old Top store. So the whole Top store has now become the chiller. And I try to create a mirror of what you've got on the floor. You can push a trolley in there, you can walk through there, and you can shop it like you're shopping the front.
Cold.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it. And that in any store we've done that has really worked very well.
Okay.
So we're growing in excess of 45-50% on what we were trading before.
That's amazing.
And I'm still not satisfied. I'd like to get a little bit more, but we're getting there.
But it just shows what the change in look and feel can actually do. You know, for anything really. You know, it's that new injection, that new feel, and new look.
Yeah, the psychology of shopping is quite weird. I mean, I've studied that for 30 years,
Really?
and not on purpose. It's just something that I've learned over the years. I mean, Duncan will tell you the same thing. He's done the same thing in Beacon Isle, down in Plet. I mean, and in his other super sport. But it's just, you got to just get into the minds of the customers. You know, you got to give them what they're looking for. You got to make them feel comfortable. You know, and you got to know them and understand who your market is and offer them that. You know, that's what it's all about.
I mean, you walk into a place, and I mean, it's almost like a science. You know, those poor customers have got no chance.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, and you got to be brave. Eh? I mean, you got to be brave about what you do, and sometimes you try something new and it doesn't work, then you just move on and you try something else.
And do you think that, I mean, SPAR didn't really get involved in the whole early anyway in the delivery story. SPAR has always been, you go to the SPAR and you go and find what you need.
Yeah, you know, it's quite weird how that is. I've been overseas and I've studied that, and just before COVID, from a delivery perspective, and you know, I think if I remember correctly, the stats were like 1.5% of turnover was based around deliveries, and you know, America and the UK. UK was a bit bigger because there was an older market, and when the market's older, they don't want to come into the store. So, but when COVID hit, it went up to 5%.
Yeah.
And then that's when Checkers grabbed the 60-60 market, and Woolies have latched on, and now Pick and Pay, and SPAR, we are a little bit slower. It's a little bit different. Our model is different. We've got to, we've got to please our corporate guys, and we've got to please the retailers. So it does take a little bit longer. Yeah. We've got our SPAR to You app now that's starting to take a bit of. It's going to have its teething problems, I'm sure, and I think there's frustrations. I am going to go onto it. I've signed up. Okay. Probably go in end of June somewhere on there that we'll have it available so that our customers can order via the app, and they can order their stuff from our store.
But I find it interesting because it's actually for some of the other retailers which actually own all their shops, you know, the company that owns everything, they can easily just install something like that. You say everybody has to be a part of it, whereas SPAR has certainly still got, and it's good in so many ways, but it can be a disadvantage, like in this way, where stores are owned by the people, you know, they're owned by old Greek families, or, you know, the Greeks or the Portuguese guys, or, you know, the retailers own their shops.
Yeah, look, that's why the models worked so well. Yeah, I mean, in this country, particularly, our models work better than anywhere else in the world. I mean, it's an international brand, and I mean, in many countries across the world, 50% of the stores are owned by corporate, so like a Checkers, a Pick and Pay, and a Woolies kind of model. But in South Africa, it's very much based around the retailer owns it, and we know our business better. We can move faster. It's one thing that I thought about when I was still in the opposition. I worked for Woolworths for 10 years, and one thing that I remember about SPAR before I joined the group was just how quickly they can move. I remember when Alacia in Newton Park and Sunridge and those stores, what was actually not Sunridge, it was Newton Park and two others that went to SuperSpar. I think it was in about 2000. And I thought, geez, like that. They changed and things happen so quickly. I think as retailers, sometimes we think things happen too slowly. But I think when you're looking at it from the outside, things do move quite quickly from that perspective. Faster. We can change our stores, mirrors who we are as retailers. So, you know, my store is who I am. And
you have to care about it. It's not just a manager that's been slotted in there. It's like you're so invested in that. You have to make it work.
Absolutely. I mean, it is. I mean, it's scary. It's very, very scary. You make a big investment, and I'm still learning. My baby is still an infant, you know, still sucking a dummy. And I mean, somebody very close to me that told me that not so long ago now, that just be patient. It's still a baby.
It's true. It's 1 year, Mike.
And I'm not exactly the most patient person. Sorry, Lindy, but that's you married to me, but that's who I am.
You know, Lindy will know. Is he patient, Lindy? Is he?
Mind you, my nickname at SPAR by the ex-CEO Brett Botten was Lightspeed. That was my nickname.
speed.
They used to call me Lightspeed.
Everything has
Everything
to-
happened too quickly. You know, sometimes too quickly for my own good. Except on the bike. I'm not that fast.
Yes. No. You're strong. We're going to talk about the cycling. No. But okay, so well let's go. I mean, we've spoken about the SPAR now. So let's have a quick look at some of those comments as well. There's still more coming up there. See Keith Clark saying, "Charge your glasses." But we got it going on here. We got a little bit of extra. We've got a bit of a wide variety of stuff.
I saw this here. Thank you. Duncan. I don't know if we should be telling the story because it implicates you as well. Duncan's asking, and what about the time he missed the first 9 holes of the SPAR Mystery Golf Tour at Fancourt?
What happened there?
All I can say is I missed the first 9 holes of the Mystery Golf Tour.
So nothing to do with the night before.
I can tell you the story.
Was
I
I
won't
there?
tell you why, but we drank too much.
Yes.
Keith, because we charged our glasses too much. Duncan, you were involved. We got to bed at, I don't know what time it was, 4:30 in the morning, whatever the case was. There were 4 of us. The 3 of the guys that were in the 4 were in 1 4-ball, so that didn't matter. Kippy was in the 4-ball with the retail operations director and the chairman of the guild.
Oh, my word, okay.
And when I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning and my tee-off time was
Mark
7:45, I had 9 missed calls from the retail operations director and guild chairman and 2 phone calls from my boss. So I thought I'd lost my job that day, and I hoped that the wimpy that I owned at the time would be able to pay me enough to survive. And I joined them on the ninth hole. Yeah.
Jeez, like, was that Martin Webber? Is that saying?
Yeah,
Marty,
Marty, I don't know if you're listening, but
someone tagged Martin.
And I didn't say your name. Somebody tagged you there, but Marty, I promise you, yeah, you'll remember.
Yeah. Oh, my
and then the worst thing was when we woke up the next day to go and play golf. Our golf clubs were in the boot of a car that was gone to the airport, so we didn't even have bloody golf clubs to play. It was a disastrous night.
How good is that? Peter Barnes, there we go. Even made my tee-off time. He said, "I can't believe that, Peter."
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you the story because I wonder if Mark Heldenace is listening. Now, Mark Heldenace...
Someone tag him as
He
well.
was in the room next to me.
Yes.
And so I think we got to bed it was 6 o'clock. That's
In
how
the
early-
morning?
In the morning. So we got there. So we thought we'll wake Mark Heldenace. I can't remember who his roommate was. Might have even been Peter. I don't know. Okay. And we banged on the door at 6 o'clock in the morning. And Mark Heldenace thought I was waking him up for his tee-off time because he thought he was late. But when he opened the door and looked at me up and down and suddenly realized I still had the same kit on that I had on the night before, he tried to close the door and we burst in and turned his bed upside down and made a big spectacle of it, and then we went to bed and was late.
Oh dear, and then
So that's
mate,
the story.
still after that, I see Roseanne's on his line as well. She says, "Mikey, what goes on tour stays on tour."
Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like Rosie. Now look, that's a very well-known story that we can.
No, we don't tell the other stories, Rosie. And Rosie, please put a link to the run. I've done some advertising for that as well. Put a link to the run in the comments as well, so we can share it for you.
Duncan, thank you. Duncan says, as retailers, we don't have bosses to worry about anymore. Exactly why I can tell that story now. I don't have to worry about
Yes, don't have to worry.
I'm my own boss. Who cares?
Who was your boss at that time?
Conrad Isaac.
Conrad.
And he was phoning me for something completely different. He didn't even know about it. Thank God.
I just can't get it. Must be on the golf course. Meantime, he's still snoozing. Oh, my soul. That is so hectic. I don't know. I mean, because I've done the mystery golf tours with a big thing as well. How does that work? The mystery?
Yeah, the mystery golf tour, I actually started it in the Eastern Cape many years ago. The Build It
guys.
They did it for a while.
Okay.
And
Rob Lister.
And the boys, and they did and I went on somebody asked me, I don't know which MD it was at the time, and I was working, and they said, no, go and see what the Build It Mystery Golf Tour is about and bring it back, and let's start it in SPAR. KZN was doing it quite successfully at the time, Clinton Nicholson, and I think he was very involved in that, and they were doing it very successfully, so we started that, I think 13, 14, maybe 15 years ago. Yeah. And it ran very successfully until somebody at some point said, no, we're going to stop this now. So it was stopped cold turkey, and then the retailer said, bugger you, we're going to carry on going. So I think Keith Simmer, will do anything for golf. He started it up again, and I think it's running again now, but I'm not sure how close I know Mark Heldenace is very involved in it, and he's from the DC, so so it's still happening.
Oh, good.
So effectively how it works is that you invite the retailers to this tour and their suppliers that come with, and normally 48, 52, depending on how many people go on it. But they have no idea where they're going.
Where they're going.
Yeah,
So I've done a couple of those things,
until they get there.
And they get there, and then they don't know what the hell's going on, even where they're going to end up. It's amazing. I see Rosie's put the SPAR Women's Race there as well. We can put that up. It's the SPAR Women's Race.co.za. If you haven't entered already, make sure that you do. It's on the Sunday morning, if I'm not mistaken, and it's live now. We go finally be back to like a full on live run.
Yeah.
We've had to have virtual runs and all sorts of stuff. And the SPAR ladies race at that time as well was just such a great thing. There was so many people coming down there. There we go. Ooh, hello, panty dropper.
You'll never let this one go. Do I need to tell a story about that?
You have to tell a story. What is that? That sounds very interesting, Heather.
Yeah. Look, I'm getting old now, so I'm not so much of a panty dropper anymore. But it has nothing to do with me.
Oh, right.
It had something to do with the car that I was driving at the time.
Oh, it was a nice car.
Black Audi, whatever it was,
go.
S-Line, and a low profile, probably blue lights underneath. But Heather seemed to think that, well, I don't know. If she commented or I commented, and she said, well, that's a real panty.
Yes, a panty dropper.
And that must be, I don't know, 15.
I'm also a bit of a panty, but I've got those big pink ones that I can pull on and off. I've got big pink panties.
You put them on the right way around.
No, they never. No, that's another story. No, we can get into cycling a bit because I quite like that. There we go. This show is PG-18. You're right. The panty droppers. 27th of May. There we go. 27th of May, and it's a full-on live event now, so it's going to be very lekker. I look forward to that. So we ride Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have a go with myself and you invited me on with a couple of your mates there, Brad and Tom, the guys, and it's been such fun, for me as well to get back into a bit of exercise and going again. And it's early morning, so these guys don't mind getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's hectic. But the other morning I woke up at 10 to 5, and I had to get. It takes me at least 15 minutes to get to where we start, and I was late, so I was in the dark. I was putting on my stuff, and I get there, and they've left already because I was late, so they didn't know if they thought I wasn't coming. So off I go. Then I'm chasing them all the way down around Marine Drive, and I get around the other side, and finally we go to the Kwikspar, and we have some coffee there in the mornings. They open early. It's lekker for the cyclists to come past there and have a bit of coffee. Beautiful. And I get there, and I chat to them, everything, and we say, oh, it's great, I finally caught up with the guys, and I get home, and Philippa says to me, what the hell are you wearing? And I've got, my entire kit is inside out. You must understand, the cycling gear has got like all sorts, it's got like this chamois stuff inside. It was all on the outside. I didn't even know. You weren't there that morning, fortunately.
I would have noticed, I'm telling you.
He's the only one who would have noticed that. I know. So now they
I have to tell you the story about the Seven Dwarfs time trial. Because
yes.
This is the second time it's happened on our group.
Yes.
The first time it happened with a friend of ours, Brad. And Brad, I hope you're listening. And if you're not, tag Brad Saunders. Brad's a techno peasant, probably doesn't have Facebook, but and he doesn't answer his phone. But Brad arrived late that morning, and Tom and I left, and off we went. And he phoned me and said he's at the top of Target Cliff. I said, well, you can catch us. We'll wait for you. We'll ride slowly. So we ride slowly. He doesn't come. We turned around. We went all the way back to Church Road eventually.
Yeah.
And no Brad. So we went and we rode around Summer Strand once. We missed our ride completely and had coffee. When Brad arrived at the shop to have a cup of coffee, he'd done the whole Marine. So we've got the story about Grumpy, and I'm Grumpy, the 1-7 dwarf, and Tom always oversleeps, so he's sleepy. And that morning, Brad became dopey. So it's the Seven Dwarfs time trial.
I'll have to be happy.
So we're gonna have to give Gino a name.
Yeah, I'll be happy.
But I think you're dopey.
Probably. But you guys need a GoPro so you can actually see what's happening on these early morning cycles. Yes, sir. Roseanne, it is beautiful. And you know what? Cycling, I've always been a runner, and and I always like scoffed at the cyclists because I was riding, and everybody's got the cars and cycling is they've always got this fight going on. And when you're cycling, you realize how close those cars come to you. Like you actually you can't believe that the oaks. But when you're riding in a car, they always say you got to keep that 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters. And it's so you've got this it's great. It's great exercise. I'm so happy that I've started.
You can be a very patient man. My one friend that rides with him is a very patient man. He's a gentleman of note. But let a car hoot at him, he turns into a different person. I don't even think he pulls these signs out of his fingers. I don't know where they come from.
I know.
He can shout and scream at a lot of people. But
but it's beautiful in the morning, especially in the summer. You ride. We start at 5 o'clock because it's and a lot of guys, if you cycle as well, you cycle in the morning because there's no traffic, because you don't want the cars. So you go around that Marine Drive, and then as you're riding around there, the sun starts to come up. It's the most beautiful sight you've ever seen. Now in the winter, it's a bit dark,
Yeah, there's no sun.
No, there's no sun now. We get home in the dark as well. By the time it's getting light, we get to the SPAR and we have our coffee.
Yeah, that's one thing that I missed about being up in Joburg for 5 years is that, coming back to PE, and I can say that it's something that I don't think people that lived in PE for all their lives or been here for a long time don't realize what we've got. Oh, well, I think maybe most of us do, and the people that I know, I think do.
Yeah.
But we've got the most incredible place to live, to do the sport that we love, and to live securely and happy. Yeah. I mean, in Joburg, you've got to have fences around you.
Yeah.
You've got to live in these secure complexes. Yeah, we can still live in homes like normal people, and do our cycling and go out, feel safe. Yeah. It's a wonderful place to be. So good to be there.
I absolutely love it. And let's go now into your history. So where did you come from?
I was born in the Eastern Cape, believe it or not. Yeah, so I was born in a place called Lady Grey, and those of you
that's a first for us.
It's in a farming community. There's some stigma around Lady Grey. But
is it? What is that?
I won't talk about that.
Okay, it's the bad things.
Yeah. No, not bad things. Okay. So we weren't there for very long, and then we moved to a place called Maclear. Some of our retailers, our good retailers, come from Maclear in the area. Some wonderful people, salt of the earth people. And then we moved to a place called Matatiele, which most of you might not know, but it's the East Griqualand, and it's the bottom of Lesotho and the edge of Transkei. We grew up there for about 15 years, and then I went to boarding school in Pietermaritzburg. So I was a boarder in a school called Alexander High. And then that's when we stayed in KZN. My folks moved to Pietermaritzburg.
So what age was that you started at?
I was 12 when I started at boarding school.
So after junior school, basically.
Yeah, I went to high school. I went to high school in
high school in Pietermaritzburg. So in your junior school, where was that?
In Matatiele.
What is the school called?
It's called King Edward High School.
Still
King
there?
Edward School. Yeah, my sister still lives there. She's a teacher there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Still a nice little school there.
I
haven't been there for a while.
No, I have. It's still going.
Yeah,
I don't know. No comment.
I know all these schools always have a hard time, but I find that the teachers are generally good people. I do believe that there's something about teachers that makes them become teachers that is a good personality traits, good character traits. I don't know a lot of horrible teachers. Maybe a lot of people are going to shoot me down here because they're
I mean teachers are amazing people, patient people. It's a career that you've got to love. It's not a career that it's going to shoot lights out. You've got to love it, and it's a passionate thing.
It's when you choose stuff.
Yeah.
Like who chooses? Like I often think who chooses to be a politician, because what kind of person decides, no, I want to be a politician. Politicians that are roped in, that's probably a better way to go. Because who wants to be a bouncer? The guys that want guns, or
all the big guys.
Who wants to be a security guard? I always worry about that. Like the guy that wants to have the guns all the time. Like, you don't want that guy to be a security. You want to just take random guys. Let's have a look at some of the comments here while we've got a little bit of a gap.
What about these upbringing?
I just thought we had a quick look before we go on with it. Rita picked here at PE last year in November and love it. This side is beautiful, fresh air, different from the wind blows the pollution away. And don't even dream of going back here, right?
Well, I dream about it, but it's normally a nightmare.
Nightmares. Yeah. Okay, so Matatiel Junior School.
Yeah, then I went to high school,
enjoyed that.
Alex, and then I left school a long time ago, and then I went and tried to study.
Okay.
I think I'm smarter than that, but I
Yes.
clearly wasn't. So I studied at Technikon in Durban, and I went to
Okay.
res there, and then I had a little flat for the first year, and
Yeah.
didn't like that too much.
Didn't
And
go.
then I came home to Maritzburg and started working with my dad. And studied part-time through UNISA.
Okay.
And in that year, they changed the Defence Army thing.
Yes, the conscription.
to 1 year. And I thought, here's my gap. Because,
Yeah, 1 year only.
I don't want it to change back again.
like your
I
jail
took
sentence
my gap
again.
and I went and did my army for a year. What a wonderful year.
Yeah.
Actually really started cycling quite a bit in that year.
Army?
A lot of cycling. I was in Bethlehem and I met two guys that.
Wow.
That's where I learned to speak Afrikaans actually, because the
Okay.
two guys I cycled with could not speak one word of English, and I could not speak one word of Afrikaans. And we spent a lot of time together. So somewhere along the line, somebody had to communicate. And then that's actually where I met my wife, but we'll talk about that.
Okay,
It was 1991. We actually got engaged then. We met in 1988. We met in 1988. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
And then I started working for my dad.
So how old were you then now? 20?
I was 21 in 1991. Yeah.
Okay.
So then I started working for my dad. He had a bus company, public transport, and a taxi business and a service station. And I ran the transport side. My brother was involved with my dad in the service station. So we were a family going.
Quite a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, we were.
We were talking before. It was like a taxi business. It's a taxi.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that the history of that is amazing. It's called junior taxis, and they started in the Second World War.
This is in Durban now.
Pietermaritzburg.
Pietermaritzburg, yeah.
And they started in the Second World War because when the husbands all went to the war,
Yes.
the mothers couldn't get the kids to school. So the taxi business started to take the kids to school. That's hence the name Junior Taxis. And that was 1940.
In the 40s.
So that's a long time ago.
Imagine the old cars.
Yeah, can you imagine? So in those
Did you
days,
have a fleet?
and then it just grew from there. And it was a fleet of about, I think there was about 10 or 12 cars at the time,
okay.
all bright yellow, like
Oh,
typical
really?
bright yellow taxis. So he ran that for a while. He would plan to retire and take over that, but my dad, like me, I think, just entrepreneur, just wanted to grow, bought a service station, and then Pietermaritzburg didn't have a public transport service at all, so we started a public transport company, and I ran that.
Buses or what?
Buses, yeah.
But proper like Patco
Up to
buses.
up to the biggest buses we had weren't the 64 seaters. We had I think the 50 seaters, that sort of size. So we ran
That's
the
a
public
lot.
transport for quite a few years. But public transport
through the
can't run-
90s then.
Yeah, that was early 90s, eh?
Wow.
1991, 1992. That's sort of
Those buses
that
were
sort of
the
era.
concertina buses and those things.
They used to have a company called KwaZulu Transport in those days,
Okay.
and it just folded. It was useless.
Okay,
And
okay.
then we filled the gap for a while. Can't work without some kind of subsidy. And
Okay.
the council, we sat in many council meetings, just didn't get the subsidy. We eventually dissolved that part of the company. And when we did that, then I went out and I looked for work, and that was in 1993 when I joined Woolworths.
Woolworths, okay,
Yeah, and
okay.
then since then I've been in retail.
You're
that's
so
30 years.
and you learned it. But did your dad's company put you in good stead for that Woolworths job?
Yeah, I think what my dad taught me in those days was just about how to deal with people, and I mean he's a people's person. He's
Where did he come from as well? Where's your dad?
He was in the bank. He joined the Standard Bank, and that's why we travelled so much. And he was a bookkeeper, an accountant for the Standard Bank, and then he started his own business in Matatiel, a service station, a BP service station. And he sold in those days Chevrolets.
Okay.
So his cars in Chevrolet.
Yes.
So he sold cars, and my grandfather was also in the car business. He started Key Delta in Pinetown.
Wow.
So in those days, he was also in the car business. So we've come from that kind of industry.
Yes,
My younger brother was also in the car industry for many, many years. He's now with the SPAR Group as well, believe it or not. But
He was
so we've always grown up in that kind of environment, entrepreneurial environment.
Entrepreneurial, so it's that kind of hustling thing that has become so with COVID. It's become such a good skill to have, you know.
Yeah, I think it's all about discipline, and it's about discipline and being and being involved in your business.
Yeah.
The best retailers and the best SPAR retailers, and there are so many of them, that are involved directly in their business every single day. Another great retailer friend of mine said to me that he doesn't need to train his staff formally. He just needs to spend time with them, and that's the best training that they ever have. And I love that, because that is so true.
Yeah.
You spend a day on the floor with your with your customers and your staff, especially your staff.
Yeah.
They learn and they can teach each other so much, and
Yeah.
it's the involvement. It's if you're involved in your business, it definitely does.
It's like a team, you know, and with anything, they always try and drive this whole team thing, you know. It's like because it pulls people together, and it allows them to care about it, you know. I see the road Garth Webster saying the road from Matatiel to Queenstown is magnificent. I kept looking for Peter and Heidi. Peter.
In my days when we used to drive that road, Garth, it was dirt road. It was a dirt
Really?
road. In fact, when I was 2 years old, my mom and dad and I was in the car with them. I don't know where my brothers and sister was, but we had a very bad car accident on that road when I was 2 years old. So, and that was the road from Matatiel to Queenstown.
Yeah, okay.
Through there's passes
The pass
through
area.
Mount Fletcher and all those kind of places.
Yeah.
Now it's a beautiful tar road. It's probably the fastest way to get from Port Elizabeth to Cape Town.
Oh, is it?
If you go
Okay.
that route. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's lovely. I mean, Eastern Cape is just beautiful. I mean, there's so much potential, for not only for PE but for Eastern Cape. It's just amazing. You know,
Yeah, you know, people that come here, I mean, I remember one of the DJs, I can't remember which one it was, he said that this...
armpit thing. Yeah.
So PE is the armpit of South Africa.
If somebody put it
But so
there,
what, let it be that.
Gareth Cliff.
Yeah, let him say that, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's the best kept secret. But
Yeah.
I've seen people this week, just this week, in fact, yesterday and today, that have said the complete opposite. They said, they can't believe Port Elizabeth, how clean it is. Okay, the wind blows most of the stuff.
Yeah.
Collect somewhere, I don't know where. But it is clean, and it is now, thank goodness, they're fixing the potholes. There's no potholes.
Well, I noticed that the whole Tower Cliff's been cleaned up, and I think the mayor's going.
Some amazing stuff. Yeah.
He's going full taps because he wants to. I think he wants to see, wants to get that support as well, which he needs to do. So now Gary's slots on some questions here. You see that one there? He says hunting. I know it's a touchy subject, the hunting stories, and Alan Veyer, was it Alan Veyer that was talking about the ethical hunting, for conservation and stuff as well, and it has got a part to play.
Always a part to play, because I mean you've got to keep the numbers down. I mean I don't know too much about that, but I can tell you that there is certain parts of it. I mean there's no ways I'm going to be ever involved in shooting things that are like the giraffes and the lions and all that kind of stuff. That just doesn't fit me. But I enjoy the outdoors. It doesn't matter what we do. And if I go on a hunt, if there is any time that I go and I don't shoot anything, that's also fine. But you just listen to the grass and you're out with your mates, and I mean anywhere where you're going with a good group of people and salt of the earth people, whether you're on a hunt or whether you're on a bicycle, actually doesn't matter. But the hunting just becomes part of it, and a lot of it is about keeping the numbers right, keeping keeping. And
the
a lot of guys will tell you that.
The outdoors is a popular thing here in Eastern Cape, and there are a lot of places that are running purely on the hunting as well, which is keeping those places in the money, so that they can get those
that too,
those American oaks coming over. I get that. I do. I would if I was aiming there, I probably might miss on purpose once or twice.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm not going to say anything about that now, because there's guys online here that are very good hunters and can shoot very straight.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep it. I won't say anything.
Oh no. Okay, so and anything else that interests you that you think?
No, look, I mean, I've spent so much time in retail for 30 years. I think I know a little bit about it. I understand a little bit about what makes it work. I've had the fortunate position to have been in where I've been part of the group and seen retailers come and go, success and failure. So when there's failure and when there's success, you've got to learn. You've got to understand what made it good and what didn't. And if you if you're very clever and you're smart and you put those into practice, then you hopefully then you will make a good go of your own business. It's never really been something that I'd planned. I must be honest with you. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. It's in my blood. So, and my wife said to me, why are you worried about having to bought the SPAR? That's always what you wanted to do in any case. So, but I had visions of being somewhere at the head of a corporate company at some point in my life, So things change, and you got to accept those things, and move on and enjoy them as you go along. So,
in your life, I mean, and when we talk about your family, Lindy. I mean, you say you met in '88. When did you matriculate?
87.
87. Okay.
Yeah, we actually probably did meet somewhere along the line before that. Okay. There's lots of stories about how.
She in Durban.
Peter Marisburg Girls High, and we met. It was I saw her in a nightclub. And she was at a distance. I was with a very old school friend of mine, and I said to him, "Do you know that girl?" He said, "Yes, she was at junior school with me." I said, "Do you know that girl there? I'm going to marry her." That was 4 years later. We got married. So
goals, huh?
Yeah, we had goals.
I wonder if Lindy agreed with that. What was your take on that?
I phoned her not so long after that, and I said, "Do you remember meeting me?" She couldn't remember who I was. She went through all these names of all these people, and I thought, "Oh my God, I got no chance here." I mean, she's got all these men running after her.
Oh, really?
Anyway, but hopefully I swept her off her feet. And 31 years later, we're still married. Yeah.
And so you married. So you married then
1992.
92. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
So and then your children.
You've met my daughter. She's just the most wonderful person in the world. She's listening, I'm sure, and she'll probably say, "Oh, Dad," she's all embarrassed, but she is. She's the gift from heaven. Yeah. It's not even
just the one child, spoiled rotten.
Just the one child, spoiled rotten,
only child.
She deserves it, and she's writing matric at the moment, and tough. She's finding it tough, but she's making us proud. So and I think that probably the proudest moment that any person could ever have is that your daughter of 16 at the time stands up and speaks to 100 people in an audience, and those of you that were there would have heard her speak. It was the most incredible thing.
Where was that?
At our launch of our.
The launch. Of course, she's 16. Of course, I was there. Yeah.
It was memorable, eh?
No, I was thinking maybe it was before, because when was she 16? She's only now. She's 17 now, of course. Yeah.
So my girls are my life. I do everything for them, and they sometimes don't believe that because I'm not an easy person. So,
and they probably take a lot of your cuck because
no, they don't. No, they don't take my cuck. They give it back twice as much. They think they're the boss, but they're not. I'm surprised neither of them are commenting. Please comment.
They can comment. Put in some comments if you've got any stories that you want to tell. But I think, Mark, it's getting time for the getting to know you questions.
That's what we just
that's kind of what we're doing. But we've got some ones that'll dig a bit into your personality. Let's hit it, Gary.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
There we go. Okay, Mike, what is something particularly spontaneous or irresponsible that you've done in your past?
Well, that question is actually quite a double-sworded question because I don't do things spontaneously.
Yeah, no, you
don't do things irresponsibly.
Conservatively.
So maybe spontaneous and irresponsible was buying Kwikspar on first. Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
it couldn't have been spontaneous. But
to get into that much debt so quickly, Mike, it's just...
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very irresponsible.
Yeah, totally irresponsible.
No, look, I probably, I don't know, nothing really. I mean, if you know me well, I don't really do those things. I'm very calculated. I do things quickly, but I think about them a whole lot.
It's a golf day.
Pretty much organized, yeah.
The golf day when you went to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's spontaneous and
irresponsible. It's very irresponsible. Yeah. Very, very irresponsible. Okay, what would be something that people would be surprised to know about you, to learn about you?
Yeah, I'm a softie, my dogs and my animals are like something that's just amazing for me.
I speak to Camilla Ellis. She's online now. Her animals are everything as well.
Yeah, and I just love my dogs. We've got 3, and sometimes when people aren't watching, they'll see some crazy things that I'll do again. But I talk to them, they talk back.
Yes.
So people don't really, not many people, my close friends do, and they mean a lot to me. So that's, I suppose, something surprising. I'm a bit of a softie when it comes to specifically animals and dogs in particular. There's just something about them.
Well, Alicia's going to love that. Somebody tag Alicia as well because she loves that stuff. The dogs. But it's amazing. Like dogs are. They are genetically over the last millennium or whatever, a couple of millenniums, they've developed and been bred into manipulating humans.
Oh, no, flat out. I mean, all three sleep in the bed with us. I mean, as much as they make us uncomfortable, they're there.
Well, you're one of those guys that said that dogs will never sleep on my bed.
No, I've never said that.
No. I was one of those guys. I was like, I'll never have a dog sleeping on. Both dogs, we bug it. There's no ways. The most physically painful thing that you've ever experienced.
Oh, God, it's happened not so long ago.
Yes.
We'll have to tell the story.
Yes.
I slipped in the bathroom about 3 weeks ago. It was physically the most painful thing. I broke my toe, I broke my foot. I'm still suffering with back problems. I hit my head on the toilet and broke the clips off the toilet seat.
Mike,
4 o'clock in the morning.
You've got to be more responsible.
It must have been a horrific sight. I mean, if anybody saw that.
Well, certainly your wife didn't see that.
Visions. No.
I heard Lindy said that she was sleeping through everything. She thought it was the dogs.
she's a deep sleeper.
I'm the big boss. There we go. And you didn't even hear him falling. He was in his hour of need. He was there. And where were you, Lindy? Where were you? Camilla Ellis says the dogs talk back there. She says they talk back to you. Do they really? Now?
Absolutely.
You guys are fooling yourselves. Okay. The hardest that you've ever worked?
I can't say now because now I work with my head, and that is difficult and hard. But I think the hardest I've ever worked really is probably the 5 years I was in the Joburg region, and I worked very hard there. And that's just a different type of. It's just I think during the 2 years of COVID was probably the time that took a lot out of most people. And in a business where we're involved in relationships and people, and in the region I was in South Rand, we had stores 1,500 kilometers away, and those people are lonely. And I now realize
South Rand is the biggest DC in the whole country, as far as I know.
It's only based in Gauteng, but it's just covers just about every province, which is funny enough. So I think during that period of time, it was tough, and I don't think I've ever worked that hard. It was long hours and stressful. So that's probably when it was.
Okay, the most nervous that you've ever been?
I think when I bought the Kwikspar.
Oh, really? I was like, oh, God.
But let's not go into that too much. But I think the next time was when I stood on the start line of the Ironman on the beach. That was probably the most nervous I've been.
Really?
And what made it even better for me, and I've got to tell the story because it's important, it fits into your story, is that myself and a friend of mine, Stephen Schaefer, we were standing on the beach doing the Ironman together, and we looked in front of us, and the guy standing in front of us had his wetsuit on inside out. Now, those of you, and a lot of you have done that before, and a lot of you have put a wetsuit on. It's hard enough putting it on the right way around. Try and put a wetsuit on inside out. He managed it, this guy. Just before we started, and it just relaxed everybody. Everybody in the group, we got him. We all helped him, took his wetsuit off and put it back on again, and then the gun went off.
Jeez, I can't believe it. They got 5 minutes, you're going to do it.
But probably then was one of the most nervous times.
Yeah, because you got this whole day of stuff coming. Did you full Ironman, half Ironman?
No, that was the full.
Full one?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, well done.
You're not allowed to talk. You're not supposed to talk about it. They say there's
a
rule.
Fight Club.
The rule is that if 2 years after you've done Ironman, you're not allowed to talk about it. So let's
it's like Fight Club.
Let's not talk about it.
Don't talk about Fight Club. Okay. Luckiest thing that's ever happened to you?
A soppy, but probably my family.
Your wife.
My wife and my daughter. Yeah.
Lucky
to get her and to have them both is very lucky. Every day, very lucky. Soppy, but that's the truth.
But and a relationship like that is also something that you have to work on all the time. I think I don't know if it's lucky with the relationship. I believe that anybody can be with anybody as long as you're willing to give of yourself, you know.
Absolutely.
And
I
do
think,
it.
I think they work harder than I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, maybe they do. I think they do.
Because I'm more difficult.
Lindy was online there. I see you. Lindy, how's it? She's watching my boss from Motherwell PE, guys. That's
Hello,
it.
Lindy. How are you?
Lovely. So your
lovely.
staff.
Yeah.
You got a good staff there.
Wonderful, wonderful people. All of them. We've created this amazing culture, and I just love working with them. It's been incredible.
How many people?
Look, a total staff of about 60, 65 people.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
When I started there, I told them all that this is our business, and this is we're on this bus and we're going in this direction. Let's stay on it, and let's if you want to, if you're happy to go in this direction, you're going to get what you need. And they've all climbed on, and they all of them are just coming to the fore. There's some amazing people in that business. So we can't do it without them.
Good. Well, there we go, Lindy. Nice. Some of your plans for the future.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit, eh?
Is it?
Yeah, look, I mean, you're in corporate forever, and then you think you had these visions of being, this big looms on somewhere or other, and your plans change, everybody's got a kind of a romantic sort of side to where they want to end up, I mean, I've always loved being by the sea. I'm not a beach person at all. The best day of my life was when my physio said to me, because of my Achilles problem, I'm not allowed to walk on the beach. Because I hate the beach.
Okay.
But I love the sea. And
beautiful
so I've been
to
by
walk
the
on
coast, and so St Francis has always been a happy place for us.
Yeah.
It's close by. A lot of my friends live there, and there are a lot of guys moving in.
Gary the Brains there.
Yeah, you've got a spot there.
I've got a spot there.
So retirement, you've got to start thinking about.
I
those,
know.
Start
Isn't it
talking
crazy?
about where you want to go. But I think my future is to provide for my child and provide for my family, and hopefully she follows in my footsteps. She'll make an incredible retailer, I think. I mean, she's got to decide that if she wants.
Okay. No pressure, Kelly.
And
No
we've
pressure.
set up this business in that sort of way, and let's see. That's my visions for the future.
Okay.
Just to look after my family and my friends, because they are my family.
Yeah. Lekker. Okay. What makes you who you are? I've got a tough question.
Yeah, one word: loyalty.
Loyalty.
Yeah, I think I talk about being honest and being,
Integrity,
and having integrity and having all that kind of stuff. But I'm a very loyal person, so you'll find with me is that the people around me, you'll always get everything you can from me, and that's you can't live this world without having these people around you.
It ties in.
So it makes me who I am is just being the loyal person that you are. So I'll always be loyal to the bike shop that I'll go to. I'll always be loyal to whoever, and I don't expect it back, but I love it back because that's what it's about.
It is. It's that community. You have to. We have to have this community around us that supports each other. Support the local guys. What a heartful boss. What a heartful boss. Love Bonnie. That's
Bonnie.
Bonelwa. Bonelwa. That's more staff there.
Yeah,
lovely.
in the kitchen. She's so wonderful.
You've got some great baristas there with the coffee. I love my coffee, and your coffee's great.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's important. I mean, and a lot of us do coffee. I mean, Duncan, he's like, he gave my coffee a thumbs up, and for Duncan to give my coffee a thumbs up, then it must be good, because but it's important that coffee it's an experience. You're a coffee guy.
Yeah, I love it.
Coffee's all about the experience, not just about the coffee. But if the coffee tastes shit, then
it's got to be good. Yeah, it's got to be.
So we've got to do that properly.
That's
I based my business, a lot of my business, around coffee.
That coffee machine there.
Yeah.
It's great. That's good. You've got a little window there now. We can just go with the bikes and pull in.
Yeah, we open at 6 in the morning, and the store only opens at 6:30, but we open the coffee shop at 6, and we keep it open for the guys to come in. We get a lot of businesses, a lot of people come there for their first cup of coffee in the morning.
Brilliant.
Our Go FM supports us greatly.
Good.
And the staff, and they really do. So, we're fortunate, yeah.
Lekker. Okay, biggest irrational fear.
Yo. Running out of money.
It's irrational. That's quite a rational fear.
What is an irrational fear?
Like I don't know, spiders or things. I suppose something that's like that some people. Also, a lot of people have
Snakes.
said
Snakes.
Oh, I'm petrified of snakes.
Really?
I
Any
can't
snakes?
even watch a
Even
snake on TV.
non-poisonous snakes.
Any snake.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's irrational. No.
Yeah.
No, we need to speak to Mark Marshall.
I cannot
You need
stand
to-
him. And funny enough, the other day we had a customer that bought a bag of wood. And he comes out and he puts it in the car. And as he puts the bag in the car, he looks inside. There's a live snake inside the bag of wood in the plastic.
Oh my God.
So he comes and he says, "There's a snake in my bag." I said, "Don't bring it near me. I don't care who you think. Just take it somewhere else."
Okay, have another bag.
And we got Mark there, and he came in, and we thought it was a cobra because it looked like that. But any snake to me looks like a bloody cobra.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it was a harmless thing, but it was still a live snake in a bag.
Oh,
It was in
my
shop.
goodness.
Couldn't bloody believe it. Yeah.
The firewood.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
suppose that's a
petrified.
chance to take. Anything like that ever happened? Any crazy stories about the shops? I mean, customers. I mean,
Nah, you've asked me this question, and I don't know. I can tell you a joke about it.
What?
It's this old lady comes into the shop, and she's insisting on buying a half a pawpaw.
Yeah.
So she goes to the manager and she says, "I want a half a pawpaw." So the guy says, "Sorry, ma'am, we only sell whole pawpaws. We don't sell half pawpaws."
Yes.
So she says, "But you don't understand. I'm old. I'm on my own. I live on my own. I only want half a pawpaw." He says, "I'm sorry, ma'am. We don't sell half pawpaw. Only sell whole pawpaws." So anyway, so she starts to get a bit irate, and now the old people, they get angry, and she says, "I want to." He says, just to buy himself some time, he says, "No, I tell you what, I'll go and ask the manager." So he runs off to go and ask the manager. Unbeknown to him, the old lady follows him, but he doesn't know she's there.
Okay.
So he gets into the office and he says, "There's this old bloody granny bitch downstairs that insisting on having half a pawpaw." And as he says that, he sees her behind, and he says, "And this lovely lady wants the other half." So that's a retail
Of course. Is that what you have to do as a retailer? I mean, there must be such difficult clients as well sometimes. It must be crazy. I know. Being loyal is part of fostering community spirit. If I support someone later when it's needed, it'll be returned 100-fold. I think you're absolutely right, Camilla. You're right. You've got to support each other.
Yeah, I think so, and I think South End, I've adopted South End, and Warmer to a lesser extent, but South End, we want to create this safe haven for the people that live in South End. There's a lot of older folk, and there's a lot of young people coming into South End, and what a wonderful community, and they look after each other. We've got a security group that we talk to each other all the time. It really is. I mean, so we're trying to create this place where people are secure and happy, and it's a beautiful suburb. So that's my community.
Lots of townhouses around there.
Absolutely. The school across the road, VP, Greenwood in Park Drive, and I support VP. We had our trolley dash with them on the weekend. And the lady that won it, it was amazing. She was apologizing for taking stuff, and we were throwing stuff into the trolley. So she left there with the most amazing stuff. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to foster this beautiful community. Yeah.
Wendy's saying she loves our South End.
Yes,
it is
we
great.
do.
One of the oldest places in PE as well. Okay, let's do two more. Here we go. The craziest thing you've done in the name of love. For Lindy. Come on, she can probably tell us. Give us a clue, Lindy.
Our 25th wedding anniversary, I think, is... I don't know if it was crazy, but it was for love. We had our 25th wedding anniversary here, and I booked the honeymoon suite at the courtyard.
Oh, nice. Oh, you see, only wants one thing for his
put a
25th.
table on the veranda, and I bought her, I don't know what it was, something diamond, and I put it on a placemat, and so we had a wonderful evening. She still talks about it. But the craziest thing about that is the next day, after that night, I won't tell you what happened after dinner, but that's something we'll keep to ourselves. That might have been also a bit crazy.
What does it say anything to do with the rubber telephone?
But the next day, I sent her to the SPAR, SPA, to go and have a day spa, and I went and had a bike fitting.
Oh, nice.
That's what I did that morning.
For his bloody bicycle. It's just all about really. Now, Lindy can give us an idea of anything crazy you've done in the name of love. Remember that one. Remember that.
I think probably gone hot air ballooning too. One of our anniversaries, I think, was the 12th wedding anniversary. We went up to Sabi and we went hot air ballooning. Have you been hot air ballooning?
I think I must stop you talking about this stuff because my wife is going to... I've never been. Is it amazing? Is it good?
Unbelievable.
Really?
Unbelievable. We've been a couple of times.
Quiet.
Dead still. You can hear the cars, the traffic down.
No.
Incredible. But you got to wonder where you're going, because you can only go where the wind takes you, eh?
Oh, that's the problem.
So that's the problem. But those guys are amazing. They land those things on the back of a truck when they land. So they are very, very good. But
So
it's
just
scary.
come down.
Yeah.
But what if it's windy and you get that? How do you get
Well,
it down?
they just know the wind. They just know how the wind blows.
Oh, my soul. I see Gavin Biggs online as well. Gavin from from City Paint and Tool. How's it, Gavin? He's been on the show as well. Fantastic.
Ah, Kevy, how's it, buddy?
Nice to see him. Good old Albany family, that as well.
It's just wonderful, wonderful business as well.
Yeah, good. Okay, the crazy. That was crazy. Who's your hero? Anybody that said it like your mentors as
Soppy
well?
as well, but my father. There's not even a question.
Oh, really?
My dad's 83, still the most amazing man. He's 5'3", he's only this big.
Really? Okay.
He's
Still going strong.
He's still going strong. Walks 7-8
Yeah.
kilometers a day, and he's
Wow.
taught me everything about life. You know, and he is my hero. There's not even a question. I hope he's listening. Probably not.
Oh, I
but,
don't know. You can always watch it
but
after
he knows.
the
But he
fact.
knows that. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm one of 4 kids, and we all love him to
Wow.
bits.
How
And
many siblings? So,
I've
so
got
for
three
three,
I've got 2 brothers and a sister.
2 brothers and sister.
Yeah.
Okay. And they
And
are
we
all still
we
going
all
strong.
just believe he's the most amazing man.
The
you know,
St
and-
Pern.
and-
It's an odd name. It's not an odd name. It's like, where's it from? Where are the roots?
I can tell you that it's not
English.
actually de St Pern. It's actually Gourel de St Pern. It means Gourel is our name. That comes from the place St Pern. So
Oh.
de St Pern means from. And the town of St Pern is in Normandy in France. There's a town. My grandfather and my dad have actually been there to the town. And our surname is Gourel. But they dropped that. My grandfather's name was the last one that had it. His name was Joseph Emile Maurice Gourel de St Pern. So
Okay,
very
Gourel de
French.
St Pern.
But he was born in Mauritius. So we're actually originally from Mauritius. That's the
Because
was a
French colony, of course.
So that's where the family
Yeah,
comes from.
Socrates is here as well.
Hey,
Nice to
Socks.
see you.
Yes.
Socks is on. Henry is the best. I agree. Your dad is a great guy, Mike. Gary
They
the
all
Brain
know,
knows him
all
as
my
well.
friends all know him.
So is he still up?
He's in Pretoria. He stays.
Pretoria.
He lives with my older brother, and in Pretoria. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm keen to know what cars he had in those early days. What fleet?
My father.
Yeah. What were those
He
cars?
used to drive these bloody commandos. You know the commandos, the Chevrolet Commando, and she's like at those things. They're 4.2 V8 engines and pull caravans with them, and they,
Yeah,
you
yes.
know.
20 liters a
Yeah,
kilometer.
they, had, they were the ugliest cars ever, you know, but that's the cars that he used to have.
for the fleet.
Right.
Fantastic. I love it.
Oh, you mean the taxis?
Oh, the
No,
taxis.
The taxis
No,
he had.
no, the
he
taxis.
had what did he have in those days? Toyota Corollas.
Oh, really?
Like everybody,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Toyota Corollas. And I think then he moved on a little bit to the Opel Cadets.
Oh, the T-cars.
The T-cars.
Yes,
And that was
the
my
T-
first car. It was a
Oh,
bright
really?
yellow T-car was my
Oh,
first car.
magic.
It came off the fleet.
1300.
It was a 1300 disguised as a V8 because as a student you could make it go like
Well, a
that.
super boss.
Yeah. It was 1300 4 speed. Sometimes 4 cylinders, sometimes 3, depending
Yes,
on how hard you
yes.
drove it.
No, I had a Beetle. I think my first car was a Beetle.
My wife's first car was a Beetle. Jeez,
a good one.
Yeah, that was an amazing car.
And noisy and lekker.
Yeah.
Like you drove, like,
My daughter's like that. She just wants something old, some car that's old, a Beetle, or I mean, she sees an old car. No, nothing fancy. Doesn't she's not worried about Porsches and those kind of things. But the old cars.
Old car.
That's what.
Oh, lekker. Oh, I love
They're
it.
just
I
more
love it.
trouble than they were.
We'll have to have a thing. Come on, Oaks. Put in the comments what your just for my thing, because we're gonna be doing our competition now. But put in while we're talking. Put in your first car. I want to see who's driving what for the first cars. But we're gonna do the competition. Thank you, Mike. It's been fantastic fun.
thank you,
It's been a winner.
I told you I didn't know what was going to come out my mouth.
No, it's been fantastic. It's been a very interesting story, man. And we know we have to support the Kwikspar as well. Wine tasting as well. Let me know if you want to join the wine tasting club as well. We'll get you on too.
Everyone's welcome.
Yeah, we do it. And we're going to do the competition now. We're going to give away the Fitch and Leads to one of you lucky buggers online at the moment. We pull the lever and we see who's going to win. Even Gary's on there as well, I see. Who we got? Is it Gavin? Is it Mark Banks? Mark Banks, we're going to send it to you. So Wendy will get hold of you and organise that to be sent to you. The Fitch and Leads guys have been kind enough to give a case of Fitch and Leads to every night to a winner. Here we go, some of the cars. The Beetle, Mark Hildenhuis. He's got a Beetle.
Marky.
And a 78 Golf 1100. Yes, like that's a hell of a thing. A Renault Cordini That sounds like
Yes,
Garth.
Garthy, that's giving away your age. Nobody knows anything
I don't even
about
know what that. I'm gonna look that up, Garth. It's a 68 Beetle budget bike. That was mine. Was a 63, Jeff. No, by Italiano.
Cheeks.
A Datsun 1400Y SDX. Excellent, man. I love it. I love these things of the car. I see my first was a Mercedes Benz.
Oh my goodness.
Good Lord. Mama, that's a hell of a car. A Morris Minor. Is everybody used to do those? So the Morris Minors. Before you were born, the two nippers. I love it. Thanks, guys. What a lovely evening. It's been fantastic fun, Mike. Thank you to SPAR, and thank you to Fitch and Leeds for our prize, and thank you to Amobia, of course, for helping us out. We'll see you next Tuesday. I've got the lady from Big Time Taverna. Of course, we've got next week we're going to be in St Francis, and we're chatting to the guys there. So Melina's on from St Francis, and we're Tsotsopolis, and we're going to be chatting to her next week. So don't miss it. Lekker, we'll see you then. Thanks, Mike. Fantastic fun. So, there's some more green 1979 Chevette. Gary Saunders says a Monza. Morris 1109. Good Lord, I don't know. Whatever. A Monza. Those last forever, those cars. 1100. Keep punting, we will do. Thanks, Keith. Casey.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.